All of you, if you can join in with saying Alhamdulillah, if you can say Alhamdulillah, because we don't actually appreciate how lucky and unfortunate we are to have the ability to go to university, to have the ability to gain an education, to have the ability to provide for our children. And sometimes we forget the blessings that Allah has placed upon us. Never mind the fact that we get food every day on our plate, or never mind the fact that we have a roof over our heads. But the fact that we've actually been given the ability to go to university. And so what I'll say is, make use of it. Make use of it, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created it in such a way that He's given us ample time, and we'll be questioned about that ample time. So at university, when you're not working, when you've got free time, invest it. And you can either invest it in wrong or you can invest it in good. And how do you invest it in good? When you've got an Islamic society on campus, you don't even have an excuse. If you're ever questioned by anybody, if you're questioned by Allah, you was at university, you had free time, what did you do? You can't even say, I didn't have an opportunity to do good, because here is your opportunity. And what do they do? It's up to you. How far do they go? It's up to you. So I would just say to invest your time wisely, because when you finish university and when you move on with your life and you become busy with other things, you will really regret it. And I still regret the times that I wasted and I could have done more. So I'll say that, inshallah. Okay, so I do a bit of nasheeding on the side, you could say. And hopefully, inshallah, it will be a cause of you to, as entertainment, and hopefully, inshallah, you'll be able to reflect on it as well. And so this first nasheed, it's a well-known nasheed. It's kind of about, no matter what your journey is in life, no matter where you're going or where you're coming from, what's happened to you, no matter who believes you or who doesn't believe you, no matter how much you explain to somebody in your heart what you're going through, they will never know as much as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so to know that, safe in that fact. So those of you who've moved away from home and were crying on your first night, away from family, maybe you'll connect, inshallah. Is the sound fine? Whoa, hello? Okay, we'll stand, inshallah. When you feel all alone in this world, and there's nobody to count your tears, just remember, no matter where you are, Allah knows, Allah knows. And when you're carrying a monster load, and you wonder how far you can go, with every step on that road that you take, Allah knows, Allah knows. No matter what, inside or out, there's one thing of which there's no doubt. Allah knows, Allah knows. And whatever lies in the heavens and the earth, every star in this whole universe, Allah knows, Allah knows. And when you meet that special someone, feel your whole world has barely begun. You can walk on the moon, shout it to everyone. Allah knows, Allah knows. And when you gaze with love in your eyes, and you catch a glimpse of paradise, and you see your child take his first breath of life, Allah knows, Allah knows. No matter what, inside or out, there's one thing of which there's no doubt. Allah knows, Allah knows. And whatever lies in the heavens and the earth, every star in this whole universe, Allah knows, Allah knows. And when you lose someone close to your heart, and feel your whole world fall apart, and you try to go on but it's just too hard, Allah knows, Allah knows. You see, we all have a path to choose. Through the valleys and the hills we go, through the ups and the downs, never fret, never frown. Allah knows, Allah knows. 'Cause no matter what inside or out, there's one thing of which there's no doubt. Allah knows, Allah knows. And whatever lies in the heavens and the earth, every star in this whole universe, Allah knows, Allah knows. So when you lose someone close to your heart, and you feel your whole world fall apart, and when you try to go on and it's just too hard, Allah knows, Allah knows. Apologies, I've just come off the train. I haven't actually had anything to drink, so it might be a bit croaky. Another nasheed as well, actually, which is quite significant at the moment, where our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is being ridiculed. That was an indirect request for some water. Our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, who's being ridiculed at the moment in the media, who's being ridiculed by those who are ignorant about him. But the truth is that majority of the Prophet's da'wah was done through his actions. Majority of it was done by people looking at him, seeing him, the way he acted, the way his followers acted, his Sahaba acted, and then they understood the truth. Because when Rasulullah said that this day I perfected the religion, well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that the religion is now perfected. We know that the religion is perfect, but we as Muslims are not perfect. And so this is a nasheed. Again, it's not my nasheed, but I love this nasheed because it's relaying a hadith. And so hopefully, if you haven't heard this hadith before, you'll learn something new. If you've heard it, you'll hear it in a different way, inshallah. It would be such a pleasure to have you come along with me. I accept your gracious offer of kindness and company. But as we walk along, young man, and as you help me with my load, I have only one request. As we travel on this road, don't talk to me about Muhammad. Because of him there is no peace and I have trouble in my mind. Don't talk to me about Muhammad. And as we walk along together, we will get along just fine. That man upsets me so much more than you could know. I hear of his name and reputation everywhere I go. Though his family and his clan once knew him as an honest man, he's dividing everyone with his claim that God is one. So don't talk to me about Muhammad. Because of him there is no peace and I have trouble in my mind. So don't talk to me about Muhammad. And as we walk along together, we will get along just fine. But he's misled all the weak ones and the poor ones and the slaves. They think they've all found wealth and freedom following his ways. He's corrupted all the youth with his twisted brand of truth. Taught them that they are all strong, given them somewhere to belong. So don't talk to me about Muhammad. Because of him there is no peace and I have trouble in my mind. So don't talk to me about Muhammad. And as we walk along together, we will get along just fine. And as we walk along life's road, we will get along. Well, thank you now, young man. You've really been too kind. Your generosity and smile are very rare to find. Well, let me give you some advice, since you've been so very nice. From Muhammad stay away. Don't heed his words or emulate his way. And don't talk about Muhammad. You will never find true peace, and hate is all that you will find. So don't talk about Muhammad. And as you walk along life's road, you will get along just fine. Okay, now young man, if it's alright just the same, may I ask, who are you, what's your name? Forgive me, what was that? Your words weren't very clear. My ears are getting old, sometimes it's difficult to hear. It's really rather funny, though I'm sure I must be wrong. But I thought I heard you say that your name was Muhammad. Muhammad. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. Oh, talk to me, Muhammad. I no longer have hate and I'd have peace in my mind. Oh, talk to me, Muhammad. And as we travel down this road, we will get along just fine. And as we travel on life's road, we will get along just fine. Hopefully, inshallah, we can emulate his way by the way we interact with our neighbours to start with. I've only got a few minutes left, and so an issue which is again at the moment very prevalent in the media, an issue which is very much misunderstood, is that of the hijab, is that of the veil. From across Europe, places like France, it's illegal to wear it in public places. The issue, and in fact what is said, is that they believe that women are being oppressed, and they believe that women are being subdued. But the opinion of the woman is never questioned, is never asked. And so a very, again, well-known Nasheed, which touches upon the veil, which touches upon that from the point of view of a sister. I actually performed this Nasheed once at a gathering of majority non-Muslims. And it made them understand really the position and point of view of the sisters. Inshallah, it's just a reminder for us as well. They say, oh poor girl, you're so beautiful, you know. It's a shame that you cover up your beauty so. She just smiles impatiently, responds reassuringly. This body that I have is just a simple part of me. This body that I own, no stranger has a right to see these. Long clothes, the shawl I wear, ensure my modesty. Faith is more essential than freedom, or wouldn't you agree? In this hijab, this mark of piety, is an act of faith, a symbol for all the world to see. A simple cloth to preserve her dignity. So lift the veil from your heart and seek the heart of purity. They say, girl, don't you know this is the West and you are free. You don't need to be ashamed, oppressed of your femininity. She just shakes her head and she responds so assuringly. You see the billboards and the magazines that line the checkout aisles with their phony painted faces and their airbrushed smiles. These sheer clothes and low-cut gowns, they are really not for me. You call it freedom, but I call it anarchy in this hijab. This mark of piety is an act of faith, a symbol for all the world to see. A simple cloth to preserve her dignity. So lift the veil from your heart and seek the heart of purity. So lift the veil from your heart and seek the heart of purity. Yeah. Before I leave, usually if I ever am asked to go to an event, I don't usually ask for a fee, or I don't ask for any money, because there's really no point in it. I've got a job. But I'm not well paid job, but it's a job. But what I do request is that at least when I see a gathering of people, I see an opportunity for reward. I see an opportunity for gaining something, and I know that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us and He created us in such a way we can't fathom the reasoning behind it, we can't fathom how it was created. But our lifetime is too short, 50, 60, 70 years, it's just too short for us to do enough to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and give Him our good deeds in a plate and say, look, these are my good deeds in my 6 years of life, enough for me to get into Jannah. None of us can do that. And so He's placed ways and windows of opportunity by ways that even though our physical heart is not beating, we can still gain reward. And we know one of them is to do sadaqah jariyah and ongoing charity. One of them is to beneficial knowledge which you pass on to someone. And the third one are children, those good children who pray for you. And something I'm quite heavily involved in and passionate about is charity, that ongoing charity. Because that 30, 40, 50, 60 years, we don't have time to do enough good deeds. But when we pass away and we've planted enough seeds in our lifetime, as many as we can, and they reap after we die, inshallah, will be enough for us. And I want to show you all how easy it is to plant a seed of sadaqah jariyah. And I'll start in an unusual way. Does anybody have a phone? Could you raise your phone? If you don't, I know you're lying, by the way. I have a phone. It's pretty fancy, I don't know how to use it yet. I had the benefit and privilege of traveling to Mali in West Africa, where we got to see some water wells which had been built. And I actually heard a personal story of a woman who said that I lost 6 children due to dirty water, because I used to travel 7, 8 kilometers across the plains and bring water home. And one by one my children used to die. And wallahi, when I went to her house was here and there was a well there. There was a well opposite her house, and we all went and we all drank from it. And she said that whoever it was that donated to this well, I don't know who they are, I pray for them every single day. And know full well that when she passes away and her children drink from that well and her children drink from that well, whoever it was who donated a penny, who took a share in that well, who took a share in that chance of planting a seed for reward, they get reward for it. And I don't know about you, but I want as many, of those seeds planted as much as I can. And what they told us was that for the price of £4, £4 is nothing, for the price of £4, that equates to one person being provided clean water for the rest of their life. And so if you want to leave today knowing that you've donated, that you've had a share in that, this is something which I normally ask is for you guys to donate. And it's so easy. The reason I ask if you've got a phone is that that's not a coincidence over there in the corner. If you text the word life 70 space £4 or whatever pound you can give, it donates from your phone. And you probably will forget about it. But it will go and donate towards providing clean water for someone across the other side of the earth. And even though I've done it at every dinner I've gone to, I'm going to do it now, just in case the other one accepted. So LIFE 70 #4 to 70070. And inshallah, that's my sadaqah jariyah for the day then. And if you're able to give more than £4, do so inshallah. And we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts our efforts. I hope inshallah you enjoyed the performance, and I hope inshallah that this is the start of your involvement in the Islamic society. Do whatever you can. Keep yourself busy in an Islamic environment. Inshallah, it will benefit you so much. Jazakallah khair for your honourable invitation, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Barakallahu feekum.